Peace, everybody. How's everybody doing today? I am Ryan McCrary, president of the McCrary Financial School, which is an online financial literacy institution that is designed to teach financial literacy to the African American community. So today I just want to talk about why I did not like corporate America. And I didn't always not like corporate America. I didn't always not like my 9 to 5 job. But over the course of just working in there, the day-to-day grind, and just seeing how things unfold, I began to hate corporate America, and I finally realized corporate America has no place for Black people, and it's specifically Black men. So, like I said, when I first got my corporate job, I loved it. I used to come into work early. I used to stay late. I used to request for overtime. I used to, get engaged and network and, contribute to all those team meetings and give the fun facts, at the team meetings or, different events or different things going on in the company. And I loved it. I liked coming in. I like learning about investing. I like learning about the stock market. I like, building rapport with clients and stuff like that and building new relationships and different, coworkers and networking, meeting new people. I liked it. I liked it. And that's how they set us up. That's how they set us up. They let us in, they let us get comfortable. But at the end of the day, that's not your house. At the end of the day, that's not your company. At the end of the day, that company was not built for us. So I had to realize that. And I kind of realized it, and I had like a big, I don't know, epiphany or just something where I just realized it. And then I was kind of like stuck. I was like stuck. I was kind of stuck on stupid and racking my brain. Like I used to come home every day and rack my brain. Like, why is this going on? Like, this is not normal. Why am I trying, to give my all? I'm trying to do my best. Like I said, I'm coming in early. I'm staying late. I'm being engaged. And why am I still seeing that glass ceiling? Why am I not getting to the level where I should be? I come into the company, somebody, white person comes after me, may come 6 months, a year after me. Why has he become a supervisor and I'm still on the floor? I'm still, we used to have levels like B level, C level, D level, E level, like literally levels to this. Like you would literally be a level. So you come in as like a B level, then you could be a C level. And then if you're like a supervisor, like an E level, then F level. And then you get all the way up to like senior manager and stuff like that. But I would be like, why am I coming in giving my all? And this white person doesn't have better credentials, didn't go to a better school, doesn't have an MBA or anything. Why is he getting promoted to like an E level or a supervisor way faster than me? And he came after me. I really used to rack my brain and just seeing why that was going on. And I finally realized like, this is not normal. It's not normal for you to spend more time with your boss than your children. It's not normal for you to spend 60, 70% of your waking hours at a corporation or a place that you hate, or just around coworkers and bosses that don't like you, that you don't like, that you don't have a relationship with, that you can't relate to. That's not normal. But just some of the reasons why I didn't like corporate America. Number one, I didn't like having a boss. I don't like having a boss. I don't like when I want to go to the bathroom, I have to ask, or you're saying you're timing me. You're saying, oh, well, you only get 15 minutes. Why'd you take so long? I don't like that. I didn't like that, when you go to lunch, you only get a certain amount of time to eat. I'm a grown ass man. Why the fuck should I have to tell you, how long I get to eat or what I ate or where I'm going for lunch or that I have a certain time I have to get back for lunch? It was something that we used to have called adherence. So it would be your adherence. So I was, a phone rep, did a lot of trades over the phone, with stocks and bonds and mutual funds and, building portfolios for clients. So we would talk to them over the phone. The company I worked for wasn't really like an in-person company. Like you really couldn't come in there in person. It's a virtual company. You had to do everything over the phone. So we had something called adherence. So that means like, how long you are logged into your phone or your computer and how much time, how much break time do you use? How much lunch time do you use? You only get an hour, but did you go over your hour? Your break time, you get 2 15-minute breaks, which is nothing. Did you go over that? So your adherence had to be like 90% or 95%, something like that. And mine was always off. We would have like one-on-one meetings. You would have like a supervisor and you would get one-on-one monthly meetings to give you your dashboard, your stats on how you're doing. Like you're coming in late or you're coming in early, you're on time, you're doing all your work, you're meeting client expectations and your adherence, all the time you're logged in, you're not going to your break, all stuff like that. and my adherence would always be off, literally always be off. And my supervisor, like, one of the biggest coons I've ever met in my life, actually a black dude. I had a black supervisor, one of the biggest coons I've ever had in my life. If you look up Uncle Tom in the dictionary, his face will probably be there. But he used to be like, "Why is your adherence off? Like, what's going on?" I would be like, I don't know. I'm taking lunch and an hour goes by so quick. You go out to your car, take you 10 minutes to get to your car. You probably drive off the campus and go to get something to eat, and you wait for your food. And the time you get back, you got no time to eat. You literally have no time to eat. So I would just be like, all right, whatever, whatever. Then after a while, I would just be like, listen, man, I'm a grown ass man. If I want to take an hour and a half or 2 hours or whatever the case may be, and I'm not back, after 59 and a half minutes, like, listen, that's my business. Like, what do you want to do? Like, I literally used to say that in these meetings. Like, looking back, I can laugh on it now. Like, it was a point where I really just didn't care anymore. Like, I did not give a fuck anymore. So I would go into meetings like, all right, whatever. What do you want to do? Fire me? Like, whatever the case may be, I'll get unemployment. I don't care. So eventually, I left the plantation, and I'll share, how I did that, how I was able to survive, how I was able to financially survive, stuff like that, and build my company. I'll talk about that, and that's a different story. But the main thing I just want to say is it's normal for you to not like your job. It's normal for you to not want to be in the corporate plantation. It's normal for you to not want to have a boss. So the number one reason why I didn't like it is because I just didn't like having a boss. I didn't like having to answer to anybody. I like to have to ask anyone if I can take off work or if I can go on vacation or spend time with my kids, whatever the case may be. I don't want to have to ask another grown-ass man to do that. No, I'm a king. I'm a grown-ass man. I can do it myself. The second reason why I didn't like corporate America is because it wasn't based on merit. So I would see like the people that did all the things the right way, those weren't the people that were rising up the ladder. Those weren't the people that were getting the promotion. So like I said, I was coming in early, staying late, trying to do everything I can do, and I still wasn't getting there. But the person in the cubicle next to me, he could come in late, he could call out, he could do whatever the case may be, because he was in that good old boy club. White man or whatever the case may be, went to Westchester University or some other school that they could relate to. He would be pushed up the ladder. He would get the promotion. It wouldn't be based on doing the job. So most corporate jobs, it's not based on like how well you can do the job. It's how well you can kiss the next supervisor's ass. So once I seen that, I was like, well, there's no way I'm going to kiss your ass. There's no way you're going to say jump and I'm going to say how high. So I'm stuck with what I'm stuck with. Like, I'm stuck with it because I'm not kissing your ass. I'm not, jumping over hoops to, satisfy this client or so you as a supervisor can meet your, dashboard goals, whatever the case may be. That's not going to happen with me. So that's when I realized, like, I have no place here. The third reason why I didn't like it is because it's designed like a plantation. So when see people say, corporate plantation, stuff like that, like it's really designed like a plantation. When people say, oh, well, slaves didn't get paid, you're not a slave. Slavery is not just not getting paid. Slavery is a lack of freedom. So if you don't feel free in your life, like Julian Gordon, he talks about this a lot in his school. He has like a freedom school. They had a whole emancipation weekend, which was phenomenal last weekend. He talks about that a lot. Freedom is, your lack of freedom and not being able to do what you want to do. So you can be a high paid slave. You can still be a slave. You could be in the NBA and you can still be a slave because you could get paid millions of dollars, but you still aren't allowed to do certain things. You're not allowed to give money to a Dr. Claude Anderson or someone to really push Black people ahead. You're not allowed to speak out on political issues because you'll lose your contract or you lose your endorsement deal. That's a high paid slave. So it's not just about, slaves weren't paid, stuff like that. Slavery is a lack of freedom. But corporate America is designed like a plantation. It's designed like, a sweatshop or wherever the case may be. So, and the crazy thing is, the company I work for, a lot of white people hated it. A lot of white people quit and left, were fed up, walked out, stuff like that, were complaining every day, weren't getting the promotions, weren't getting moved up, weren't getting the pay raises that they wanted. White people, white men, white women, they were coming to me. We would all talk about it like, what's going on? Why is this going on? And I'm like, y'all white and y'all complaining. Imagine how I feel. Imagine how I feel. So that was the crazy thing. A lot of white people were even unhappy. They seen how it was designed, but that's the third reason. Main reason was because it's designed like a plantation. And then the fourth reason, bonus reason, I can probably name about 100 reasons, but I just wanted to do 3. And then a bonus one that I thought of, I really realized, and a lot of people that, think, you're crazy, all the tokens or black people in high places will say you're crazy, but I realized you have to act white to get promoted. And that's something real. And that's something that a lot of people don't talk about, the tokens or other people, when they say, oh, we meet our diversity clause and we're not racist. We have a black person that's the head of this department. Usually, you have to act white to be able to move up. So me, I was like, I'm not selling my soul. I'm not going to change who I am because you want to be able to relate to someone who went skiing in the mountains last week, or we watched whatever show on TV that I don't watch. So I realized, like, I'm not going to act white to change who I am just to get a better raise or promotion, whatever the case may be. And mind you, this is around the time when all this crazy police brutality stuff was going on. This is around the time of Trayvon Martin. This is around the time of Mike Brown. This was around the time of, I guess, Alton Sterling. That maybe came a little bit later when I left, or it might have been that. But it was just around that time. If you remember, like 2013, like Trayvon Martin, that's kind of what set everything off. After that was, everything like Mike Brown and Eric Garner and, Sandra Bland. All that stuff came after, but Trayvon Martin kind of started all that. And this is around the same time when I'm working in the job. So I'm seeing all this going on, people protesting, you seeing people on Facebook Live and all crazy stuff on social media. But then when you're in the office, it's business as usual. They don't care. It's not affecting their community. So that's something that never sat right with me. So if this is you, if you're in this situation, if you want to, leave the corporate organization, if you want to take a leap of faith, first thing I would do is encourage you to just watch the video I did previously about how to develop an exit strategy. Because this is even something that I struggle with. I didn't fully develop a strategy. One of the secrets that let me get by, because number one, when I started working at the company, I became an investor. So I didn't say, okay, I just want to be an employee. I just want to learn about investing and help clients build wealth. I said, how the hell can I build wealth as well? So as soon as I started working as an employee, I became an investor. Bought some mutual funds, bought some stocks, invested in the 401k, all that. So I kind of had that as a backing when I exited. So I did have to dip into my 401k, did have to dip into some of my investments, some savings I had, stuff like that. But that was a way to, carry me along, just having that saving, that investing, 401k money, all that just to help pay the bills, to actually live when you don't have the same income and you're trying to build a company. So that's one of the main things to talk about in that video. So go back and watch that video if you haven't. It's how to develop an exit strategy to leave the corporate plantation. I went over 5 different tips, I think 6 actually. Like some of the main ones were, number one, knowing your numbers, knowing how much it costs you to live. So what's your rent or your mortgage, your car note, your daycare for your kids, your student loans, your water, cut the cable off, or, your gas, or whatever the case may be, all your necessities. What did it cost you? What does it cost you every month to live, like just to live? Necessities, not the extra stuff, not to go to the club, not for the vacations, not for the restaurants, just to actually live in the place you live, or to drive, or whatever the case may be, just to live your life, take care of your kids so you're not homeless. What would it cost just to live? Figure out that first. Then you figure out, okay, how do I have 3 to 6 months worth of that saved up in an emergency fund? So if God forbid I get fired or I walk out because I say Black Lives Matter and they get mad, God forbid if that happens, do I have a savings? Do I have a nest egg to fall back on if that happens? Also, you want to find your passion. You want to find what you're passionate about. Because I've seen people leave the job, or even people retire, and then they figure out, I'm used to working every day. I don't know what my passion is. I don't know what I want to do with my life. So those are just some of the things I talked about, 5 or 6 different ones. So go back and watch that video. But again, develop an exit strategy. Develop an exit strategy, because I don't like corporate America. It's not normal for you to be in those situations. You get stressed and, heart problems, all that type of stuff, which is not healthy. Black people don't belong there because it was not designed for us. And I'm not even mad. Like, looking back, I'm not mad at them. I'm not mad at them because that wasn't built for us. That wasn't built for you. If you mad you didn't get that promotion, that wasn't built for you. That promotion wasn't for you. So don't get mad about it. Build your own. Don't get mad about it. Build your own. So that's it for today. For more information, you can go to my website, financiallyliteratenow.com. Don't forget the now, financiallyliteratenow.com. But let's be great. Let's be great. Let's build our own. Let's build wealth. Let's build, a whole new Black Wall Street, everything like that. But it's not normal for us to be in corporate America and feel that way because it was not designed for us. So go to financiallyliteratenow.com. Financially literate, don't forget the now.com.